Hey, Coach, how you doing? Hey, she's only been here like less than 2 years, but it seems like we kind of take sort of NECA for granted, and like the things that she does, like on a daily basis, she's breaking some type of record or moving up some type of list. Just your thoughts on like being around her and in those games, and do you take for granted sometimes kind of the things that she's doing?
I try not to. The other day, actually, Neko was sick, and we didn't really talk about it. And she was, she's still able to perform at such a high level. She just gets herself prepared mentally and physically, and I don't know, it's such an honor to just be around her. Her presence, she makes us better as people, but also as basketball players. We can talk about her presidential, aura. It's not just what she does for the PA, but, what she's done for the Storm even already. And, I have the utmost respect for her. She's a consummate professional. She is a great teammate, and she's an amazing leader. And she leads by example. She's constantly, here first every day, Pilates, yoga, working on her body, her preparation. Her warm-up is like an hour long. And anyone can probably fade off of that or not stay disciplined in that, but she does that every single day. And that is, that's why she's so elite. She's in the upper echelon of players in this league because of how she approaches the game, and she's still getting better. She wants to be better. She wants to be coached. She wants to be pushed, and I think it allows for everyone else just to feel comfortable to do the same thing and willing to do the same thing because our leader is doing that. I don't take it for granted, and I hope that we don't. I'm going to always give Nneka her flowers when I can because I'm appreciative of her being in a place for 10 years or plus years and coming to a place and still having a major impact is just a testament to who she is. And the day that she was sick, I felt like something was missing. But she came back into her environment, pouring into others and just doing her job. And for that, I'll forever be grateful.
Hello, just a little question about Dominique Malonga for the French TV.
Yeah.
What did you know of her before she came to Seattle? If you can give me a couple of examples of what you had seen of her, and what motivated the franchise to draft her?
Yeah, I think, kind of having ability to watch Dominique very young. Ebony Hoffman got a beat on her through international play. But my time spent with Canada basketball, I actually saw Dom playing, prepping for her scouting, and also in the Olympics. And, from a few years ago until now, she's made great strides in her improvement on the court. She's, went pro very early, but, what she can do at her size, the way that she runs the floor, her length, and now she's stretching and shooting threes a little bit more. I think this is just the beginning for her. And what we saw as a franchise is a really good piece to add to our organization for the now and also for the future because she's young, she's versatile, she's very smart, and she really wants to be a great pro in this league.
You've been emphasizing that rebounding piece.
Yeah.
What do you think this team's potential ultimately is on the boards, and what are you thinking about as you kind of break down, what the issues have been?
Yeah, it's. I think our potential can be way better than what it is. I know even last year we kind of struggled at the end of the year we were started off the year pretty decently rebounding. Sometimes it just is fundamental, Jerry. It's like, whether it's a box out or not turning and looking, but turning and actually going to go hit a body. Other times it's, personnel based, whether teams are going small, we have to be small or big. And it's a will, to the extra possessions that teams are getting. It's offensively, it's hurting us. The other day also wasn't just the rebounding; it was the and ones that we were giving up. So if you think about the 7+ and ones in a row, that's 21+ points with the clock stopped. we have to have better foul discipline. But those two things come hand in hand: our defensive awareness and readiness, and also just fundamentally going to go get rebounds.
When you play a team for the second time in a week after really beating them so bad the first time, do you just roll back that game plan, or do you tweak it a bit? And what are the things that you would like to do today?
Yeah, they've had practice time and they've had one other game prior to this game, so I'm sure that they've cleaned up a lot. I don't expect the game to be the same. I don't expect their coverages to be the same. I would expect more. Becky throws out triangle and twos and box and ones and get you off kilter with some zones, but also I think their stars are starring right now, so we have to make sure we're locked into, Asia's going to be aggressive, Jackie's going to be aggressive, Chelsea's going to be aggressive, and I think the expectation is that we want to have the same start. I think we were very aggressive at the beginning of the game. Defensively, we were sharp, and rebounding wasn't an issue in that game as well. We passed the ball at a high level. The ball was moving from side to side. So there are things that we did really, really well that I think that Vegas will clean up on the defensive side. We just have to be prepared for what that may potentially be.
All right, we'll take one last question from Zoom. You've been pretty intentional about your spacing, particularly with clearing the wings before actions. How would you evaluate that part of the offense?
Clearing the wings before the offense. Can you elaborate a little bit? What is that?
No. So we're done?
All right, we can be done.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.